Okay, hi everybody. It's 4:15, so I'll bring the meeting to order. This is the Historic District Commission for the Town of Fairfield. The date is November 9th, 2023. This hearing was, the notice of this hearing was published in the Friday, October 27th edition of the Fairfield Citizen. Take attendance. Rosina Negron, Commissioner.
Here.
Thank you. Darren Raymond Locke, Commissioner.
Here.
Thank you. Art Urbanus, Commissioner.
I'm here, thank you.
Thank you. Jim Bohan, Alternate Commissioner.
Right here.
Thank you. George Clark. Absent is George Clark. And Christopher Shea, Commissioner, is he here? No, so absent is Chris Shea. I'm Adam Fiber, Commissioner. All the alternates will be voting tonight. Okay. First item on the agenda. Benjamin Gray and Charlotte Leboyer, 390 Harbor Road in Southport, for property located at 390 Harbor Road in Southport. For A, replace existing double hung window with new casement at north and south gable. So someone here to represent 390 Harbor?
Yeah, Adam, it's Jack Franzen here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. And I'm going to, hopefully my screen share will work this month. You let me share it. I think it's working. Yes. So our request is to replace a couple of windows. The house is, as you know, it's located on Harbor Road. It's on the west side. It's between Rose Hill and River Street. The handbook has it dated as 1884 and mentions that it was remodeled in 1939. I could be wrong. It looks, when you're inside the attic, it looks like it's a little older than 1884. But what the Grays want to do is to convert the attic into living space. And there will be a sleeping room in the attic. So what they would like to do is replace the double hung windows with casements that simulate a double hung window. Because then when the windows open, it provides the 5.7 square feet of clear opening that you need for egress. And the windows are identical on both the north and south gables. So this drawing shows you on the left the existing condition, and on the right what it will look like with the casement windows. These casement windows that are there are single glazed, and the ones that we're proposing are simulated divided light. They're wood on both sides, both inside and out. And here's some pictures. That would be the south side. That's from the street. And then that's the north side from the street. And then a little closer. And this is I don't know where we found it, but it's illustrative of what you get with, you can see where it's very hard to tell the difference. In fact, I have to make a little bigger because I can't tell. But the casement is on the left and the double hung is on the right. And this is not our house. We don't have logs, but just an example of what the two types of window look like side by side. So that's it. The lock rail on the double hung that's there now, we're going to match that with the horizontal rail on the casement. And it should look very, very much as it does now. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Great. Thanks, Jack. Rosina, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen, questions?
Hi, Jack. Thanks for the presentation. No questions from me.
Thank you. Art, do you have any questions?
Looks good, Jack. Thanks.
Thank you.
And Jim, questions?
No question, Jack. Thank you very much.
And I don't have any questions either. It's pretty straightforward. Did not receive any letters in favor of this application. I did not receive any letters opposing the application. So the hearing's closed. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Before I go on, I just want to mention to Rosina, the third item on the agenda, I'm recusing myself. Just so you know that you'll be sharing that application. Anyway, next item is Sophie Coleman, 349 Beach Road, Fairfield, for property located at 349 Beach Road in Fairfield, for a 36 by 18 in-ground concrete swimming pool with automatic safety cover. Is there someone here representing 349 Beach Road?
Hi, my name's John DeFeo. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, John.
Okay, I'm a landscape architect, and what we're proposing is a swimming pool at the rear of the property at 349 Beach Road. I'm not sure, this is my first time doing this, so I'm trying to figure out how to best present everything for you. I just click the share screen to kind of get it going, or?
Yeah, if you open it up on your computer first, and then click the share button, and then just navigate to that file, it should work.
Okay. All right, so.
There you go.
Okay. So you can see my screen now with the picture of the swimming pool.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So basically, a simple swimming pool, mostly coping around the pool, not removing any trees, and just an area for seating at one end. Let me see if I have pictures also, but basically there's a garage at the back of the property, an existing garage, and an open lawn area behind that we're looking to put the pool in. There's an existing hedging around the rear of the property and a large existing tree off the side that we're looking to keep. And off the pool, we're looking to connect it to an existing stepping stone walk with some stepping stones in the lawn. The material that we're looking to use is it's a type of marble. So it's called an Ashland cloud marble, which looks just like it does in my picture here. It's a bluish color. It's reminiscent of bluestone. It's just a little cooler on the foot. These are pictures of the house showing you the existing garage, which is behind the house here. That's the existing house with the chimney. Our walk would connect into this existing walk that wraps around the house in the back here. And then this is showing a lot of the existing screening along the back with the hedge that's existing there. There is currently a picket fence that connects to the garage. But the pool's gonna have an automatic cover on it as well. So it won't need any additional fencing for the Connecticut code. That's generally it. I'm not sure. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Can you show the location on a site plan, or?
Oh,
I know there was quite a few drawings that were submitted for the application. So
okay. So this is a closer up of the site plan showing the rear of the existing residence and the garage with the pool in the back. This is that large existing tree, existing walkway, proposed stepping stones. I'll see if I could find the survey on this as
So,
well.
you know, the stone path wasn't included in your application.
What was not
Swimming
included? I'm
pool.
sorry.
The stone path?
The stepping stone path?
Yeah,
Oh. Um,
just the pool.
okay. Then,
I think sorry, this is Stephanie from Shoreline as well. I think this part of the stone path already exists. Correct, John?
Okay.
it does, but we were just gonna add a few more stones connecting it to the pool.
That still requires approval. Any additional stones?
All right, so I guess we can skip that for now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't included in the application. We can't you know, vote on items that aren't part of the application.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's visible from a public way, though. I mean, if the stones aren't visible, that's a different story.
They're not. I mean, you're not gonna see anything from, everything is so
This is on
heavily
the corner of
screened.
Sunny Home and Beach. Screening, we can't take into account screening. So if there was no screening, would we be able to see the stones from a public way? That's the question.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said if there was no screening, would we be able to see the stones, the stepping stones from a public way, from Sunny Home or from Beach Road?
Yeah, if there wasn't any along Sunny Homes, let me see, I
Okay.
could show you.
Well, that determines whether it's under our jurisdiction or not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have any pictures of that side. Oh, this is, yeah, this is the side here. Just trying to zoom in a little bit. So that's looking towards Sunny, that direction. So it's
Mhm.
it's heavily wooded there.
But like I said, we can't take into account the screening.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a big deal about the stepping stones. There's just a few. So
Yeah.
the main thing is we want to see about getting that pool and the patio in. I'll get you back to the
Okay.
plan. So no stepping stones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darren, do you have any questions?
No questions for me.
Thank you. Art, questions?
No, what's there looks good.
You, Jim, questions?
No questions, Adam. Thank you.
And Rosina, questions?
The pool equipment that is in the little shed against the garage, is that correct?
This is it. Yeah, if you look at the picture I have up right now, it's not a shed. We were just going to do a pad and screen it with plantings.
Okay. Thank you.
And I don't have any other comments than what I just mentioned on the stepping stones. The pool itself, I think, is fine. I did not receive any letters in favor of this application. I did not receive any letters opposing this application, so the hearing's closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Rosina, can you do the next item on the agenda?
You're muted. Rosina, you're muted.
Thank you. Wasn't prepared for this, so I'm toggling between screens. The next item in the agenda is AGTL Properties LLC, 141 Center Street, Southport, Connecticut, for a property located at 141 Center Street. Items A, remove portion of the wall and fence, B, new driveway, and C, manual drive gate. Is there anyone here to present this proposal?
It
You
looks
are
like
now
somebody's
muted.
here. We can't hear him.
You need to unmute.
Ah, there I go.
There you
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now you're muted again, Rosina.
Can you state your
There you
name,
go.
please?
Hi, it's Larry Stabile. I represent the owners of the property. And they've purchased the property and they'd like to just create an access road in the back onto the property.
Do you have the proposal that you could share?
I do.
Okay.
So this is Center Street, right here, and
So you're
it's
not sharing yet.
I'm not.
No.
Okay, hang on. There. Oh, okay. There. There. Did I do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is Center Street, and right, it currently has a stone wall that continues all the way across with a picket fence wall topper on top of it. And the owners would like to create an access way into this property through that wall with a gate, like this one right here, that matches the topper, so it looks kind of continuous. So it's not a fancy difference between the standard picket and what we would like to put there. It's not going to be a automatic gate. It's going to be a hand operated gate with a lock on it. It's not for car access in and out. It is a building lot, but they don't intend to build. They just want access to the property. I can share a picture if anybody. I did this. It's pretty crude, so I apologize. Do I have to close this one out to share another one?
Not sure.
Let me see.
Maybe you do.
I think that's the right one. Oh boy. Hang on. Can't bring it up. I'm sorry. While I try and figure out what I'm doing here. Does anybody have any questions?
Was it on your application by any chance, the picture?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just trying to give you a little visual of I took a picture of the street myself and just kind of sketched in where it would go, just so if anybody wasn't familiar with it, they would know. But sorry, I can't bring it up.
So let's get to the questions. Art, do you have any questions?
None for me, Rosina. Thank you.
Jim, do you have any questions?
Thank you. As best I can see, there are no buildings visible. There will be no buildings visible through that gate. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's a wooded lot. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. We plan on putting a gravel access way.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. No other questions.
You're welcome.
Darren, do you have any questions?
No questions for me, thank you.
And my only question, you just answered about the gravel. That was one of the items. So thank you very much.
Okay. The town, I'm not sure what the town's going to require as far as the apron to the road. I'm not sure if they're going to allow gravel to the road, but they're going to dictate that.
Okay.
We're more than happy to do it, whatever they like or you like. But I think it's going to be up to them what they require.
Okay. Thank you. Is there
You're
anyone from the public that has any questions or comments? Having no, let's move on to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks for being. Next item on the agenda is Tracy Burtis, 212 Center Street in Southport, for property located at 212 Center Street in Southport for A, remove existing driveway, B, new two-story studio, C, change driveway, D, change fencing, E, new stone piers and gates, F, architectural lighting, and G, AC equipment.
Adam, can you hear me?
Hi, Jeff.
Yes, it's Jack Franzen again. I'm here to represent Tracy Burtis, and I believe she's here if I can't answer questions. She's listening in and watching. And we're talking about 212 Center Street. I'm going to share my screen. And this is the Francis Jelliff House, which is on the corner of Pequot and Center Street on the northeast corner. We're talking about the accessory structure, not the main dwelling. The owner, Tracy Burtis, currently uses that structure as a art studio. And this proposal will allow her to continue to use that while providing much needed guest space on an upper level. Recently in Fairfield, zoning regs changed for the AAA, the AA, and the R3 zones, which allow and actually encourage accessory dwellings. And for Tracy, if you know her, this is an especially auspicious privilege to have. Tracy's resided here for over 30 years, and she is planning to stay there. And she now has grown children who come to visit and live not in Fairfield, but in a short distance away. The proposed structure that we designed is going to allow her to accommodate those visitors and also give her a place to take refuge from, future grandchildren, and a place to also continue her art. And eventually the plan would be, to pass the house on to her children, and she would still be able to live there in the second dwelling. The proposed structures to be located slightly farther away from the north property line. Currently, you can see the lightly hatched area is where the existing structure is. And we went to ZBA and applied to move the building a little bit farther from the north property line and slightly farther from the easterly property line. So that dark hatched area is where we're proposing to build. The new structure will be 2 stories. It will have a workshop on the lower level and one bedroom above. So this is the lower level here. There'll be a bluestone stoop and an entry into a staircase that gets you up to the main level. The main living level has a bedroom and sort of very small but open living, dining, and cooking area. And then there's this place for a washer dryer and a bathroom and a utility closet. There is a little balcony off the west side of the proposed structure. This existing structure, it's in the A12 flood zone. And so because of that, you can't have habitable space on grade. And because you're in the A12, you actually, if you're building habitable space with wood framing, you need to end up around elevation 14.0 because the town requires 12 inches of freeboard under the joist. And the workshop area, the existing workshop area can't go any lower. It's already down at 6.4, so it does flood. So to make that space usable, we have I think it's like an 8.5 foot ceiling on that lower level. So that's your second floor is around elevation 16. So the dwelling itself is starting here and going up to here. And what we're proposing is about 17 by 33 overall with a 13-foot side gable that comes out about 8 feet from the west side of the structure. The exterior is brick to harmonize with the lower portions of the existing house. Parts of it are stucco and the older parts are brick. And then the upper part is going to be a 9-inch board and batten, which is very similar to what's there now on the existing structure. The flood vents we've located facing away from Center Street. We got 3 on the back and 2 on the west side, or I'm sorry, on the east side. And there's also a raised, because all the AC equipment has to be above the flood elevation, we've got a little pod off of the north side, which I'm not sure you can see it from anywhere, maybe a little bit from Pequot, very far away. And that's up at this elevation here. There's a little pergola over the side entrance and a little pergola over the garage doors. The doors and windows will all be wood, simulated divided light. And in conjunction with the project, we are modifying the driveway, which is currently, it's like a brick, 2 little brick strips. So what we're doing is we're keeping that, and there's like a little arrival court here that's going to be made out of the same material that we salvage, because the driveway goes, right now it goes all the way back to somewhere around here. So we're going to repurpose that material. There's a section of iron fence that's coming out, and we're proposing at the end of the driveway 2 stone piers. The more easterly one will connect to the existing stone wall. The other one is about it's about 11.5 feet off of the easterly one. And there's a wood gate that's got wood pickets and wood apron and wood cross bracing as proposed. We're also proposing a cedar fence along the back property line, solid fence. We want to remove the chain link fence on the east side. Nobody's using it and nobody wants it there. Tracy's neighbors have been supportive all the way through the process. The parties to the north and Mrs. Moffett on the east side have been, kept in the loop, and they are in favor of this project. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, and Tracy's here too if you need her.
Okay. Thanks, Jack. Art, want to start?
Very nice. Thank you, Jack.
I think I forgot to mention the lighting. I
Oh,
did not mention the lighting. We do have some lighting, which is we have lanterns on the doors, the balcony doors. And we also have some lighting that you won't see, but there will be some recessed lights. Where's the best place to show you? Tucked up in the pergola, concealed behind the frieze on the pergola. And then this is just a picture of the split system that's going to go on that little pod that I showed you. Sorry about that.
thanks. All right, any other questions after that?
No further. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Jim, questions?
Thanks, Jack. There's a structure where you're putting the studio. There's a structure there now, right?
That's correct.
What's the difference in height between the structure that is there now and the structure you're proposing?
So on the first level, we're, like I said before, we're raising the building up about 8 feet.
Right.
Just to get to, so we have habitable space.
Right.
And then above that, let me see if I can tell you. I'm saying it's about 21 feet above the, about 21 feet above the, here, I'll point to what I'm looking at here. The height is measured by the town as 26 feet. The height to the peak is 29 feet. So if you think of the 8 feet as getting us above FEMA, we're about 21 feet above the living area. And I think it's fair to say this gable is taller than the one that's there.
Right.
But it's mainly the fact that we have to be up at a proper height to have in the first place.
I understand. Right. But what's there now is what? Did you say 20 feet and this new one's going to be 29 feet above ground?
I'm thinking the existing building is probably about probably about 17 or 18 feet.
Okay.
To the
And
peak.
the new one's going to be,
So it's considerably higher because of the being in the flood zone.
right. But the new building is going to be 29 feet versus an existing 17.
17 or 18, let's
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Rosina, questions?
Nice presentation. I don't have any questions at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Darren, questions?
No questions for me.
So for an accessory structure, I mean, the heights, I don't know exactly off the top of my head how high you're usually allowed to build, but can you build so high because of the FEMA?
Yeah, it was interesting because we went to ZBA, and what Matt Decker told us, we could build the same height for this as the main dwelling, which is actually in this zone, it's 40 feet, which would be, totally ridiculous. Because the main dwelling, I don't think the main dwelling is much more than, 30 something. And this is the lowest piece of ground anywhere around there other than in the creek. So you know, what we did is we tried to show you what the Pardis house looks like from this aspect. And we had the drawings for that because we did the renovation. So this is the Pardis house. This is the addition that our firm did on Tracy's house about 20 years ago. And then this is the main dwelling. And then, of course, across the street, you have Trinity Church. So, you know, it's a tall building in a context where maybe, you know, it's the best place you could build such a building. And
Yeah, I
very,
mean, I
very
appreciate
low
this
grade.
particular elevation because on its own, you know, when you look at it on its own, the proposed structure, you don't get a sense of scale with the surroundings. And so it's a little alarming when you look at it next to the house. It's very skinny and very tall. You know, it's almost as tall as the main house. I just don't know how that's going to look. And remind me that the second floor is a studio.
The second floor is the studio apartment. So it's basically a little apartment.
Oh,
So you come
so
upstairs.
what's in the gate? What's up in the gables? It's attic space, loft.
There's attic space
loft.
up here. Yeah. And that's very
So
important.
you could lower
because- Go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, so you could, I mean, you could still get that full studio apartment and lower the ceiling height quite substantially, right?
Yes, maybe Tracy can speak to this if she wants to, but the storage is very
I
important.
would like to.
Because when it floods, and I can speak from my own experience here at the Tide Mill building, everything that's on that lower level has to go somewhere. And it's going to provide some very important storage for things in that eventuality. Tracy, you
Would
want
I
to?
be able to, had anybody hear me?
Yeah, just identify yourself.
It's Tracy Brennis. I have a speech defect from surgery. I hope you can understand. My cancer is all gone. But what I want to say about the height is that this is a very tiny 700 square foot apartment. And so the height makes it livable for me as a disabled person who loves her neighborhood. So I am surrounded by a massive Trinity Church and very large building that goes with that. And the Purdy's, who just put a big addition on top of their house, and you know, Congregational Church and the parsonage, and they're giant, and they're uphill quite a bit from where this proposed structure would be. So if you took the scale of the neighborhood, I think you will see that it does not look overly tall or large, but the height inside is important for light and the feeling of space for somebody like me in my mid-60s to move into a very small space from a large space that I'm hoping my son and his family will move into to be close by. And it helps my family to stay close, and I will need them in the future. That's the personal side of it.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, I'm looking at the heights. So from the second floor, which is the apartment, right?
Yeah.
The loft that you're calling it, is 8'10", and then you have 4 feet to the plate, call it, and 7 feet. I mean, you basically have like a living space up on the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah, you can
I
stand
would,
up in the middle.
yeah, I would like to put a bed up there for my daughter to visit, because otherwise, it's a very small space on that one apartment floor. So to have that loft for storage and to put a bed in for a potential visitor, I'm hoping my kids bring their grandchildren. So I would really ask that you consider the personal side and the new law about having the ADU. That is the spirit of it, I believe, to allow families to have the mother stay on the property that I've been on for my whole life, my whole adult life, and would like to stay in. But this house, the big house, is too big for me now. So this is planning for the future.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, those are my comments. I mean, just, looking at, if you go down to the long elevation, including the main house, I think if this roof line were lower, it should be subordinate to the main house. It shouldn't be equal height. It should definitely be smaller. And I think you may not be able to get 2 bedrooms, or if you lowered the roof line, you may not be able to get another bedroom up there, but you'll still have storage. I think from the historic perspective, our concern is really making sure that this proposed guest house fits in with the property and the community. So those are my comments. Anyone else in the commission have anything to say? Okay. Does anyone from the public have any comments? Anyone like to speak opposed to this application? Okay, hearing nothing. I did not receive any letters in favor or opposing this project, so there's nothing else. The hearing's closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Daniel and Carrie Wilson, 14 Willow Street in Southport, for property located at 14 Willow Street in Southport. For A, remove existing detached garage and driveway. B, proposed detached garage / cabana. C, reconfigure driveway and walks. D, new lanterns and path lighting. D, new AC condenser. F, relocate pool equipment. G, new refuse enclosure. H, new fencing and gates. I, proposed outdoor shower. J, remove existing refuse enclosure. And K, evergreen screening around new mechanicals.
Yeah, and I'm Jack Franzen here to represent the Wilsons on this application. And I'm going to share my screen again. All right. So 14 Willow Street, it's on the northwest corner of Willow and Westway. And it's the Lott Bulkley House, which is dated at 1830. And as you probably know, the columns that were being replaced have, I think, been replaced or almost are finished being replaced on the main house, which took way too long. But we're happy that that's been taken care of. And what we're proposing to do is to rotate to remove the existing 3-car garage, shed, and pool equipment, and to replace it with a structure that serves the same functions and then some. And also to rotate the orientation of the garage 90 degrees and to reposition the driveway. The proposal is to have the garage set back about 20 feet behind the westway side of the principal structure. On the south side, it'll only extend another 2 feet farther than the current garage. And right now, I'm going to blow this up to show it better. But you can see this lightly hatched area here. That's where the existing garage is. And you can see the south portion of it ends right about here. And this darkly hatched area is the proposed garage. Right now, the majority of the backyard is pavement. The asphalt driveway comes in right next to the back of the house, and you pull in, and you turn left into the garage. So it's a really inhospitable way to enter the back of the property, and that's how most people come in. The plan is to reorient the garage so that there will be grass between the new structure and the dwelling, as well as around the big maple tree that's currently there. And I think that shows better on our site plan, which now I'm looking from the westway point of view. So you can see the existing driveway, the dotted in driveway that we're taking out, the existing maple tree that's really big, that's right here, and the proposed garage. On the rear of the new garage, there's an open air cabana. It's not conditioned or heated because this structure is in the flood zone, the AE12 flood zone. And the garage itself is in the flood zone. And what we're proposing to do is to build a loft above the garage that will function as a office space and studio. And there will be a stair going up to that level. This is the existing garage that's there. And then this is the plan of the proposed structure. So there's a 3-car garage. There's a main sort of volume with 2 bays, a lean-to with a 3rd bay, and then on the back is this cabana space and the stair going up to the office. So the lower elevation is what you'll see from Westway. This view will be very hard to see, maybe a little bit from Willow Street. This is the side that faces the main house. And then this is the side that faces west that has the outdoor shower and the storage closet, pool equipment, AC, wood fence, and the trash bin. That's the existing garage. That's the existing pool, and you can see the rear of the little shed that's attached to the current garage. And you can see where all the pool equipment is now on the south side. So right now you can see just the shed portion of the garage, and I think you'll see that cabana gable when you look at this angle from Willow. So going back to the architectural plans, the proposal is to put the channel rustic siding on the new structure, which is what's on the old structure, except for the lean-to, which is proposed to be shingles. And then the fencing and the trash enclosure and some of the doors have solid boards. Everything's going to be wood. The windows will be wood with simulated divided lights. Same thing for the for the doors that have glass. And we also are using some of the trim details from the main house and from the existing garage, which is this fretwork that's in the architrave over the windows and doors. And the flood vents, we positioned them facing away from the public way. So we've got 3 flood vents on the east side and 1 on the south side and 2 on the west side. So those will not be terribly visible. There's AC equipment, which in plan shows up here. There's a solid fence here. There's pool equipment here, which was currently back here, and a storage closet, and that's where the little outdoor shower is. We do have some site lighting, which is this little Aurora copper lantern. This one is, I believe, over the shingle garage bay. This is in between the double doors on the main garage, and then this lantern goes on some of the individual doors on the rear of the structure. So go back and show you where those go. So the gooseneck lantern goes over the shingle bay. The tall lantern goes with a little hat on it, goes in between the main garage doors. And then those skinny lanterns go on the sides of the cabana and also on this side entry. And then the AC unit will be like this here. Some of the going back to the site plan. So the walkways that we're proposing either connect to existing walkways, or they're being added to provide access to the trash bin and the mechanical equipment in back. And I think that covers it.
Okay.
Happy to answer any questions.
Kim, you want to start? Jim Bohan, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Jack, again, the height of the garage that's there now and the height of your proposed garage, what's the difference?
So this garage looks like it's about 15 feet high,
Okay,
and this one is looks like about 22 feet to the peak. You know, the way the town measures it is the midpoint, but something like 22 feet.
okay, the existing garage, if I understand it right, has no second floor, is that correct?
That's correct. It's just a garage. And
Okay.
you can barely squeeze cars into that garage. It's go back to the plan. You can see this left-hand bay, you know, this wall encroaches into that third bay,
Yeah,
and the whole thing is only 20.5 deep. So there's just barely 19 feet on the inside, and then you've got not even 10 feet for each bay. So you can imagine what it's like to park in there.
yes, very tight.
Yeah.
Different subject. The sanitation bin is
Yes.
going to be on the side of the house facing Westway Road. How high is that privet hedge? How high are they planning on having that?
They plan to maintain that privet hedge to the same height that it is now,
Okay.
which
Does
is
that
quite high.
shield that sanitation bin?
We also showed a shrub, which I'm happy to stipulate. We also showed some new shrubbery here in front of the trash bin.
Okay,
So, and, you know, we thought about putting the fence that's sheltering the AC unit in front of the trash bin.
yep,
But you know what invariably happens when you do that is the garbage
Yep.
people don't close it
yep,
or they damage it.
yep.
So we decided it would be better to put the fence back here and to just screen the trash bin with shrubbery.
Right. Understand. Thank you very much, Jay.
Okay.
Art, do you have any questions?
No, thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Darren, questions?
No questions for me.
And Rosina?
No questions. Thank you.
Thanks. I don't think I have any questions either, Jack. I think it's a pretty straightforward proposal. And the scale of the garage isn't too big, I don't believe.
Yeah, and I think it helps that it's farther from the road than the current garage. And,
Yeah.
and I think the more green space will be
Between
be a
the house
good
and the
thing.
garage would be nice. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just in case it comes up, I need to mention something, which is, and I had a panic attack, but if you look at this survey, it shows that we're over our allowed coverage. But you'll
Okay.
also see that Matt Decker signed this. And the reason why is the existing conditions survey that I was working with showed a much lower percentage of coverage. And then when Mike Shevlin redid the survey, it showed a greater number. And this number and this number includes patio work, which when we discussed it and looked at it with Matt Decker, he agreed that we don't need to count it. So we're not over our coverage. And he did sign this, and when we go for our permit, we'll have this revised to show, you know, I just didn't want this to come up in the executive session and have somebody, you know, think it was a mistake.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when it comes to zoning, it's really not our issue to deal with. I think Matt is pretty good at catching applications that need variances.
Yeah,
Not gonna let
yeah.
it
So
fly
he
through.
was thorough, and I it's been so long since I did this. I was looking at all the zoning data, and I freaked out for a couple seconds, and I said, "Oh, I remember why we had this conversation." But this will be adjusted.
Okay,
This section of the patio was added in, and it doesn't need to be.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone from the public like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone like to speak, oppose this application? Okay, I did not receive any letters in favor or opposing this application, so the hearing is closed. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is First Congregational Church, 148 Beach Road in Fairfield, for property located at 148 Beach Road for a proposed blessing box.
Good afternoon, honorable members of the Fairfield Historic District Commission. Thank you for considering my blessing box proposal for my Eagle Scout project. So what is a blessing box? The blessing box in a
Can you
few
just
words.
sorry, could you just state your name for the record, please?
Oh, my apologies. I am Joseph Drew. I'm Joseph Drew, and this is
Thank
my
you.
proposal. So the blessing box in a few words is a blessing to the community. It's a simple act of emphatic work towards community building. It creates a sense of belonging, trust, and a form of mutual support among a group of people. It is constructed with plywood, plexiglass, plexiglass and shingles. After surviving a pandemic and now having war in the world, it's more than needed to have a sense of community. Fairfield is experiencing new neighbors from different places, and we can see that with the amount of apartment buildings that are being settled in our town. A blessing box is just a little contribution, yet an effective one that can survive, that can help a neighbor in need. It can also serve as a reminder that we are part of a thriving, inclusive community. And I'm going to be pulling up photos and measurements now.
We are trying to learn how to share. We have some images here.
We have images that we would like to present. Let's just see here.
So can you tell them also a little bit what is going
Oh.
to be inside the blessing
What will
box?
be inside of the blessing box is non-perishable foods and items such as tomato cans, cereals, certain foods, but mainly canned foods that will be donated by the First Church.
People can come up and take them.
And people can come up and take them. For food, yes. And,
I don't know if you can see
Okay, you're
some
sharing your
images.
screen now.
okay.
The proposed location is in this section here of the
I'm sorry,
front.
who's speaking?
Oh, so I am my apologies. So it will be located here at the beach side, 148 Beach Road at Fairfield, Connecticut 06824. And okay, let's go down. So these are some examples that I will be taking off of from my blessing box. However, the color of my blessing box will be Indian red, as can be seen on page 72 of your handbook. It's in a colonial style with a gabled roof. And the question is, would the change of siding or roofing materials be helpful for approval? Would change of size or shape be helpful for approval? This is a question that we will be answering. Oh. So this is the approved size that we have at the moment. It is, let me see here.
You have it in your form.
Looking at.
They can see the measurement.
Yeah, you can see the measurement. So, okay, so I think I should be going into it. So, the day of, or, oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
If you
Sorry.
have, Denise, if you have questions.
Would anyone have questions?
Sure. Thank you, Joseph. It's a very nice proposal you have for a blessing box. Rosina, do you have any questions?
Thank you for your presentation and for kind of bringing this to the community. I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosina. Darren?
No questions for me, thanks.
All right.
None for me, thank you.
Jim?
No questions. Thank you very much, young man.
Thanks. And I don't have any questions either. Did an excellent job with your presentation. Thank you. Would anyone in the public like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone care to speak against this application?
Sorry, I'm Vanessa Rose.
did not-
I'm the pastor of the church.
Oh,
Can you hear me calling in now?
Yes.
I just
go ahead.
wanted to thank Joseph for bringing this to the community and to say that as the pastor of the church, I fully support this and think it would be a wonderful addition both to the church grounds and to the wider community. And I hope that you do take this into consideration, because we would really love as a church community to have this, not only for the practical purpose of it, but also for the symbolic gesture that it would represent to the wider community.
Thank you. Okay, and I did not receive any letters in favor of this application or opposing this application. So the hearing's closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to considering the applications. Go to the first one, which is Benjamin Gray and Charlotte Leboyer, 390 Harbor Road in Southport, for property located at 390 Harbor Road in Southport to replace existing double hung with new casement at north and south gable. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make the motion to approve A as presented.
I'll second the
Thank you.
motion.
And I'll second that.
Darren seconds. Discussion? Okay, no discussion. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstentions. The motion passes unanimously. Second item on the agenda is Sophie Coleman, 349 Beach Road in Fairfield, for property located at 349 Beach Road in Fairfield for a 36 by 18 in-ground concrete swimming pool with automatic safety cover. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make the motion to approve item A as presented.
I'll second.
Darren seconds. Discussion?
So I'm just a little bit confused because the notice went out that it was a 36 by 18 in-ground concrete swimming pool with automatic safety cover, but then there's a patio attached and the stepping stones. So we're not voting on the patio or the stepping stones, correct? And then there's the section where all of the pool equipment is going, which if there wasn't any landscaping, we'd be able to see all of that.
Those are all very good points. Yes, technically we're not voting on any of that stuff, just the in-ground swimming pool.
Okay.
So they're going to have to come back for, yes, I agree with you. The pool deck was not noticed, and the pool equipment was not noticed.
What's the best way to handle that? Because the patio is kind of like an extension of the pool itself.
Yeah, they can, I think by approving the pool, they can at least get started, and they'll have to come back for the patio.
Okay.
I mean, that gets done at the end. I guess that'll be done at the finishing stage of the pool anyway, so. Okay.
Do we have to add a stipulation that, that they will come
Yes.
back for the patio and the stepping stones and the
That's although I don't think it's necessary, it might be a good idea to include that. Otherwise I'd have to separately.
And there was no discussion on lighting. Do we know that there will be no lighting?
In the pool itself? No, usually there's lighting in the pool. So, okay. I mean, if you'd like to amend your motion to include the stipulations for some of these things so that they can come back for them.
Or would it be better to deny without prejudice and then just see everything at once?
I mean, I could go either way, so,
it just seems like it will be confusing if there's all these elements that we're not taking into consideration, and then they're going to dig the pool, and if they start doing the pool and they haven't talked about lighting or what have you, I want to avoid them ultimately getting like a violation notice potentially, or eliminating the bigger issues that could happen if things progress too far and there's a misunderstanding. I don't know how everybody else feels. I'll kind of defer to what others think, but
Yeah, makes
I think
sense.
it's a good point, Darren.
Okay.
And ambiguity is never good.
Art, do you have any comments?
I don't know. I mean, they should. I mean, I'm inclined to approve the pool and leave it at that, since that's what it was limited to. You said get started on that.
I think it's fine to make stipulations that certain things were not included, that were presented and they're not approved. I think that's.
Yeah, that would
I think it's a
that would
fair way
sort
to
of
deal with it
mitigate the
and totally
chance that it's there's ambiguity for later on when the building department checks it. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Do we need any further words about screening, landscape screening? Looking back on it,
Not if it's only
No,
the
'cause-
hole in the ground, which
Yeah,
it sounds
exactly. Just for a concrete pool. So, I mean, we have two choices. You can amend your initial motion to reflect what we discussed, or we could just vote on this proposed, what you've motion on the table.
kind of my feel is basically a lot of people start construction just because they need kind of to follow a schedule. If we deny it without prejudice and they have a schedule in mind, that might completely change everything for them. So perhaps it's doing the stipulation so that we know the things that they need to come back for. So
Yeah. It's your motion, Rosina, so if you'd like to.
So if I could amend it to say approve A with the stipulation that nothing other than hold on a second, nothing only than the in-ground concrete swimming pool without any paving is part of this application.
Don't forget the shampoo.
Make sense?
Okay. Yep. Okay. We have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any other discussion?
what's
Okay,
the
all in
feeling
favor?
on the need for more words about screening?
I don't think we need to
We're not,
consider
there's
that
nothing
right
that, there's
now.
nothing that needs to be, there's nothing that can be screened. It's a hole in the, it's a pool. What do you want to screen, Jim?
But I thought pool should not be visible from the public way.
We're not going to start stipulating screening to hide pools. It's already like, it's going to be hard to see the pool to begin with. I mean, I think we're limited in what we can ask people to screen, and that's limited to AC condensing units, generators, things of that nature that are necessary, Okay. So can we take a vote now? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Motion passes 4, 1 abstention. Next item on the agenda is, I'm recusing myself, so Rosina, can you take that one?
AGTL Properties LLC, 141 Center Street, Southport, Connecticut, for a property located at 141 Center Street. Items A, remove portion of wall and fence, B, new driveway, and C, manual drive gate. Is there a motion?
I'll motion to approve as submitted.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, let's vote. Anyone in favor of this application? Everyone's in favor, so we move on to the next item. Adam.
Okay, thank you. Next item is Tracy Curtis, 212 Center Street in Southport, for property located at 212 Center Street in Southport, to A, remove existing garage, B, new 2-story studio, C, change driveway, D, change fencing, E, new stone piers and gates, F, architectural lighting, and G, PC equipment. Can we get a motion, please?
This is Art. I move to approve items A through G as presented.
Second?
I'll second that if no one else is.
Okay, 10 seconds. Discussion?
Adam, I'm mindful of your observation of the height of the accessory dwelling unit. My sense is that, given in relation to that towering church next door, that mitigates, the relative height between the main house and, furthermore, I think the standard is appropriateness. Would somebody prefer a lower height? Perhaps, but I think the rest of the design is appropriate. So I think, to balance the equities, I think it should be approved.
Anyone else?
I think if Bootsy Moffett agrees, I'll agree with her.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I forgot. Thanks, Jim.
Mm.
She's kind of like the arbiter of stuff down there, right? She walks around enough, so she knows what she's looking at. But like I said, I think the rest of the appropriateness outweighs the height issue, which to me is I don't think it knocks it out of the appropriateness box.
I don't know that I agree with that, but I don't have a problem with an accessory dwelling. And I understand the need for a certain degree of height because of the flood zone issue.
Yep.
But it's basically like a third floor on top of. It's another floor on top of the apartment, which.
I don't know that I see it as a third floor. It's like what, a half story or a quarter story or something. I mean, in my experience, generally with accessory dwellings, you want them subservient to the main house. I understand in this case why that might be difficult to achieve.
But as Art says, when you look at the streetscape with that church, that proposed accessory dwelling starts making sense.
I mean, right, it's 7 feet to this dormer on the 3rd floor.
Sorry, what'd you say, Adam? I
Even-
couldn't hear you.
I said it's 7 feet. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
It's 7 feet to, from the plate of this dormer here on that 3rd floor.
So where
There's a room up there.
so maybe I'm
Even
misunderstanding.
said that she wanted to.
Where the brick is that the studio space? Or is the studio
Yeah.
space where the balcony is?
No, the studio is where the brick is.
Okay. And
There's
then
the studio.
then it's the studio,
This is-
and then
this
it's
is-
the attic
This
space
is
for storage.
apartment. And then this is all attic. From here
Yeah.
to here. I mean, and that's my whole point is like, I think it's, when you look at this, it's like, okay, if there was a studio and there was no other way to get the apartment to work and you needed that height for that purpose, I'd say, okay, I guess we have to consider that. But it's like, this is all storage. You know what I mean? So this whole thing could come down 4 feet. You
Yeah, I just don't think the interior purpose is relevant to the appropriateness question.
I'm not talking really about
Exactly.
the interior.
Exactly.
For
I mean,
me-
if the interior use isn't our jurisdiction, I agree. It's the aesthetic and how it looks from the street. And my point is that I think it's too tall. And so
Even
that's,
in the
I mean,
But
that's
the
my point of
height-
view anyway.
Even
The
in the
height is
context of the church
basically-
across the street. Adam,
I'm sorry, Rosina. Go ahead, Rosina.
The height is basically at par with the addition that was done at one point to the main property. So looking at it kind of in a way isolated from any other property, it's not competing with the original house. So I don't see much of an issue with the height. I know isolated, it looks like a very skinny, tall building. But when you see the context, as Jack has shown, it's at par with that addition that was approved and looks to fit in with the original building.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Okay.
and couple that with the height of the church. I think it's appropriate. I mean, the church is
Okay.
the dominant, eye line there. I don't think anyone will walk by and if it goes up like that and say, "Wow, that's the tall, skinny thing. Where did that come from?" You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, then let's take a vote on it. All in favor of approving A through G as presented? All opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Next item on the agenda is Daniel and Carrie Wilson, 14 Wall Street, for property located at 14 Wall Street in Southport for A, for an existing detached garage and driveway. B, proposed detached garage cabana. C, reconfigured driveway and walks. D, new lanterns and path lighting. E, new AC condenser. F, relocate pool equipment. G, new refuse enclosure. H, new fencing and gates. I, proposed outdoor shower. J, remove existing refuse enclosure. And K, evergreen screening around new mechanicals. Can I get a motion, please?
Well, Art, I'll move again, approve all those items as presented.
Thanks, Art.
I'll second.
Darren seconds. Discussion? No discussion. I think it's an improvement from what's there, for sure. All right, take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Not opposed. Motion passing unanimously. And the final item on the agenda is the First Congregational Church, 148 Beach Road, for property located at 148 Beach Road for a proposed blessing box.
I'll motion
Motion,
to
please.
approve as submitted.
I'll second.
Karen, Rosina, second. Discussion? All right, no discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Not opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Moving on.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Consideration we have to approve minutes. Still can't approve the August minutes because Chris is not here. So October minutes we can approve. Can I get a motion to approve the October minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the October minutes as submitted.
Second,
Okay.
from Art.
Thank you, Art. All in favor? Opposed? Unopposed? Motion passes. Okay, Chairman's reports. Repairs. We have 249 Beach Road, repair casing heads, repair shingles, repoint chimney. 135 Old Post Road, replace asphalt shingles in kind. 841 Old Post Road, replace 4 columns in kind. 46 Station Street, reset stepping stones, replace broken stepping stones in kind. 23 Main Street, replace bulkhead doors in kind. And 330 Harbor Road, replace cedar roof in kind. There are no violations this month. And old business, the handbook. I forwarded the application for the grant to, I'm sorry, what is her name, Darren?
Harry Dunn.
Very done, thank you. So yes, I forwarded it to her for her review, and she's reviewing it, and she'll get back to me with any comments on the application. Have you heard from her, Darren?
She hasn't
Pardon.
told me anything about the application yet. I wasn't CC'd on the email, so she might not tell me.
Yeah.
But it usually takes her a week or two.
Okay, it's been more than a week.
All right. Well, I can email her if you'd like.
Okay. She seems to respond to you better. Quicker.
Okay, I'll email her.
Anyway,
I see her all the time, so
oh,
I'll
okay.
email her.
Your buddies. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I have. Any other issues? Any discussion? No? Okay. I'll just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. Rosina
makes a motion
seconds.
to adjourn.
I make the
Mhm.
motion to adjourn.
Jared makes a motion to adjourn, and Rosina seconds. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All unanimously approved. Thank you, guys.